The Ghost Story of Okiku. The Dish Mansion in Himeji. In the Warring States period, Kodera was the owner of Himeji Castle, and Tessan was one of his vassals. Tessan was secretly plotting to assassinate Kodera and take his position. In the spring of 1504, he tried to poison Kodera and all his family at a banquet. However, Okiku, one of Tessan's maids, accidentally overheard their suspicious conversation. She was afraid that something terrible was going to happen in his house, and secretly informed Kodera. Tessan's plan failed. Tessan thought there must be a traitor in his house. He called Danshiro, who specialized in wicked deeds, and told him to find the traitor. Eventually, Danshiro found out that Okiku had recently been behaving suspiciously. But Danshiro loved Okiku and didn't want her to be expelled from the house because of his ongoing investigation. So he didn't tell Tessan anything about this. In the rainy season, Tessan called Okiku and handed her a set of 10 dishes and said, "Please prepare to use these at the next banquet. These are some of my family treasures. Even one piece of this set is just as valuable as a good horse. Never break or lose any of them." Okiku stored the set in a kitchen cupboard. Danshiro saw this, and he took one of this dishes set and hid it. On the day of the banquet, Okiku found that one of the set had disappeared. Tessan was enraged, but Danshiro came and said, "Please don't punish her so much. She is only a young girl and just needs more education. If you allow me, I will educate her well." Tessan let him have his way. Okiku had to live in Danshiro's house. Danshiro was married and had a pregnant wife at home. However, he tried to persuade Okiku to become his mistress day after day. But she strongly rejected his advances day after day. He got irritated with this girl, who would not accept him even though he asked in a much gentler way than was his habit. So he switched to his usual way of asking. He tied her up with a rough rope and hung her above an old well. "Why don't you say yes? I didn't told your secret to my boss. Because I love you," he said, hitting her. Okiku replied, crying, "What kind of secret of mine do you know? Even if that's true, nobody would believe you, because you don't have any evidence." That was true. He had stopped his investigation before getting any evidence. Enraged, he took his sword and killed her, dropping her body into the well. "That's for being a bad girl," he said. Starting from that night, Okiku's ghost began to emerge from the old well every night. It would appear and count 9 dishes and say, "Where is the 10th dish?" Then it would disappear. Danshiro couldn't get to sleep at all, and his wife, who was near her time, became ill. However, she gave birth to a baby in that month. Danshiro was pleased and said, "Well done! The crazy days must be over." But he noticed that the baby had a scar in the same place that he had cut Okiku. He was scared and realized that her revenge was not complete. Soon, the baby passed away, and his wife too. Nobody knew what happened to Danshiro himself, but Okiku's voice counting could be heard from the old well for many years, even after Danshiro disappeared.